seated exercise first. Again, as you sit here, you're sitting at the edge of your mat, so you're in front of that chair, which allows you to lean back. You can play around with what position are your legs in as far as how wide are they? Are they all the way out to the edges of the mat? Today, I'm going to do mine a little bit wider. I often do them about hip width, but today I'm going to do really wide. You also have the option of doing your legs all the way together. So just know that you have some variations of where your legs are at relative to the yoga mat and to your body. Also, how much knee bend do you have? Can your legs stay out straight? How does it feel when you're sitting up nice and tall versus when you start to collapse here? How does it feel when you're in this position? Sitting back up, what are your feet and legs doing? Do you feel like there's equal pressure on the contact points of the ground? And then again, just relax. And we're just shifting small amounts of tension around your body. Extend back up, encouraging blood flow to go to these areas. Now we're going to lean back. That opens up this hip space. And then from here, we're just going to collapse and slouch. And then extend back up. Trying to extend your shoulders and chest up over the top of that chair. And then just relax. How does it feel in this compressed position? And now we're going to extend up. We're going to hold this extension. We're going to lift one leg at a time, holding your back extended. Keeping my legs wide today. It's a little bit harder. My leg already wanted to shift across. And then relax. Relax the spine. Extend up. And now we're going to do it with the foot and the toes pulled back. So now you're doing it with your foot and toes pulled back, just lifting through that right leg. Holding it nice and steady. As you're leaning back or lifting. And relax. Relax everything. Extend up through your spine. We're going to point the toes, lift and hold. Again, can you hold extension through your back, even though we're doing the same positions? And relax. Relax everything. There's a lot of little subtle differences that you can make and changes. Now we're going to lift with the toes pointing up, pulling back. Holding it nice and steady, and lower the leg. Relax everything. Now we're going to keep the feet down. And now just lift up off the chair just a little bit, not all the way up, still leaning back to really put tension in the front part of your abdominal area. And then relax, collapse, extend up, still on the back of the chair, paying attention. I see my feet moving around, I can feel them, and then just lift up off the back of that chair, holding it nice and steady. The contact points feel pretty even. Do you feel like if one is pushing more, can you lean onto the other side and relax? All right, we're going to move down to lying position. Lying on the floor, on your back. We're going to take the arm or the leg that you're doing, that arm goes out to the side. We're going to take both legs, we're going to let them rotate out. We're going to rotate the toes and knee back up to the ceiling. The leg that you're doing with the arm out to the side, let that leg rotate back out. Take the inside part of that foot high to the ceiling, flattening your back, continuing to pull that foot up, allowing the other leg to bend. Try to get that foot as high as you can, both to the sky and towards your head. Squeeze through your abs and relax it down. All right. If you want to stay there, you can. If you want to add in the upper body crunch, you can. Today, I'm going to stay right there. We're going to lift that foot high to the sky, taking it as high as you can. Squeeze your abs. Tuck your chin down. And relax. Go and relax out of it. Okay, we'll switch sides. Now that leg is going to go up to the ceiling. The other leg's going to go out to the side. My left arm is out. My foot and toe on the left side are pointing outward. Take that foot high to the sky. Trying to squeeze your abs. Getting a nice stretch. Take the inside part of your foot toward the ceiling, towards your head. And relax. If you want, you can add in the upper body crunch. Today, I'm going to stay right here. We're taking that foot high to the sky. Feel like you're just squeezing your abs. Trying to get that foot higher. Feeling the tightness on the back of the leg. Keep your chin tucked. and relax. All right, we're going to move to side lying. So here, it's really easy with this arm to start with it slightly up here, and as we extend up, then we have a larger base of support, and it really challenges our core more. So we want to make sure that this arm and forearm stay closer to our pelvis and hip. We're going to get our knees stacked, hips aligned, knees aligned with the shoulders. We extend the top leg. We're going to lift our hips up and push forward. If you want, you can lift the top foot. If you want, keep that foot down on the floor. Take that top shoulder, depress it down, and then lower. Feel what it's like to put pressure on this top part of that hip, that greater trochanter. We're going to lift up, lift the top leg. If you want less of a challenge, it's harder to keep your hips up off the floor. Keep that foot on the floor and help to push through the floor with that top foot. Otherwise, elevate it and relax. Okay, we'll switch sides. Again, taking your time of getting your forearm and elbow placed into a good position. Then we get your hips aligned with your shoulders. The side just a little bit harder for me to extend, or it feels that way anyhow. We're going to lift. Stay right there if you want. Lifting this top leg. Otherwise, push that foot through the floor to assist this glute and hip. Pushing you up and forward and down. Paying attention. How does it feel with this pressure there? Okay, here we go. Once again, lift, up and hold. Holding it nice and steady. And relax. All right, so now we're going to lie on your back. Everyone today is going to do the double leg hip flex or knee or hip extension with your feet down. So we're going to do the first set with your feet out wide. All right, here we go. So the feet are out by the edges of the mat. We're lifting your hips up. We're holding it. Again, you can lift the balls of the feet, the toes up. You can keep your balls of the feet and toes in contact with the floor. It's really up to you. And then relax, bringing it back down. We're going to keep those feet right there in that same spot. Kind of roll the hips around a little bit. Here we go. Up and hold. Squeeze the glutes. You should feel the glutes getting tighter and your mid-low back. So you can even just put your fingers across that tissue. See, is that area getting a little more firm? And then relax. All right, now we're going to walk your feet together. We're going to do both legs staying on the ground here with this position. So here we go. We're going to lift and hold. So today we're keeping both feet down. Here we're trying to keep those thighs together, legs together, and back up or back down. Lowering, relaxing. Here we go. We're going to roll back up, push the hips high to the ceiling. You're trying to get as much of a stretch as you can without allowing your knees to move apart. And lower. So that's as much of a inner thigh exercise as it is for the back of the glutes and lower back. All right, now we'll move into our seated torso rotation. So here's where you want to have a piece of furniture to turn into. And so here, today, I'm going to use the chair as a demonstration, all right? So try to give you a different view point. So today, I'm going to keep my elbows a little bit more down, because if I had them up here, then I'm going to pass over the chair, which I could hit the arm of the chair, right? But I'm going to hit more of this cushion part. So I'm going to just keep my elbows down. But here we want to sit up nice and tall. We're going to turn as far away from that piece of furniture as we can without allowing the legs to shift. So we're keeping this a little bit tight, keeping that base stable. And then we're going to turn into the furniture, holding it here nice and steady. So this, I'm pushing my arm away, using this outside part of my core to try to contract harder so I can create this internal tug of war. And then we're going to relax, rotate away, and then turn back into it, holding it here nice and steady. So I'm turning into the chair. I'm using these abs to create a stronger contraction. I'm pushing my arm away and relax. All right, we'll flip around to do the other side. So again, we sit really close. We're almost touching the wall or the furniture when we're sitting there. We're sitting up tall. We're going to turn as far away as you can without allowing those legs to shift. Bringing it back into the furniture, holding it here nice and steady. Push that arm away. Allow this outside muscles to contract a little harder. Relax, rotate away as far as you can. And then once again, right back into it. Holding it nice and steady. Make sure this inside part of the glute and hip aren't lifting up off the floor. You want to keep solid contact there and relax. All right. We're going to turn over face down for our back extension. So we tuck that head down, and we really want to keep it out of the upper back and shoulders. But in order for us to become more aware of that stuff, we're going to go ahead and move. So right now we're going to keep your chest and forehead on the ground, and we're going to lift your hands and shoulders up. Get an idea of what that feels like right now through your upper back and shoulders, because we want to avoid this. And then relax. Relax those arms. Let's do that once again. You're going to lift up, so we're giving your upper back and shoulder some attention. And relax. But now we want to keep the shoulders and hands on the floor. We really want to concentrate more of this low to mid back, keeping those muscles around the center of the spine, doing the lifting. We keep the chin down, and we just lift up. Push your stomach out into the floor to aid and assist these muscles as the hands stay on the floor. And relax. Here we go. Once again, slowly lift. Once you've lifted, you can push your stomach out to aid and assist. Keep that chin tucked. And relax. All right. So now we're going to move. You can either stay seated on the floor, you can move to seated on a chair. Totally up to you. I'm going to move to a seated position on a chair. All right. So what we're going to do here are a couple hand, wrist, and finger motion. So we're going to do one side at a time. What we're going to do at first is just your palm up. I'm going to do my right hand first. I'm going to keep my fingers separated. And then I'm going to bring my fingers all together. And then I'm going to separate my fingers again. So I'm just feeling, okay, what is it like to separate my fingers, palm up, and then bring all those fingers and squeeze them together. So I'm squeezing together, and then I'm pulling apart. Squeezing together. So I'm going to do it once again. Squeeze it. Stretch those fingers apart, trying to get length and separation, and then bring all the fingers together, just squeezing. And relax. We're going to do the other side. We're going to palm up, extend those fingers, and then bring everything together and just squeeze. And again, you're finding, okay, are there sharp pains? Are there discomforts? Can you not squeeze and then relax? Sometimes you might start shaking when you start to bring those fingers together. My left hand feels a little bit more strange bringing my fingers together, and then stretch it out. And again, bring it back together. And relax. All right, so keeping our hand in that same position, I'm going to change my angle here. We're going to use the front part of your knee to help your wrist extend. So you want to take your wrist over the top of your knee, and we're going to extend your wrist and pull the back of your hand into the front of your knee. And I'm thinking, now can I get my fingernails closer to the back of that leg? And then relax. I'm going to flex that wrist up. And then back down slowly, making contact. And then I'm increasing my pressure as I try to pull that wrist back into the front part of my knee. And then relax, bring that wrist back up into wrist flexion. And then hand back down, extend, taking the back of the hand into the back of that knee. And you should feel that through the back and the front of the forearm. Okay, we'll switch sides. So again, you slide that hand to the front part of the knee. We're going to drop that hand into wrist extension. And then we're going to try to pull and push the back of the hand into contact with that knee as we also extend the fingernails closer to the shin. And this side is way more challenging. I just don't even feel like I have much push. And then we're going to flex the wrist back up. And then extend back down once again. Make contact. Once you make contact, can you get the back of the fingernails closer as you push the back of the palm into that knee? And then relax. Flex the wrist. And then once again, bringing that hand down. Extending the fingernails closer to the back part of the shin or the front part of the shin. Getting the back part of the fingers closer. And relax. All right, so that side was a lot more challenging. I felt a lot more of a stretch. Now what we're going to work on, now you don't have to necessarily keep that arm down by your leg. Now you can hold it up if you've got your elbow 90. What we're going to do is you hold your forearm. You can make like a little ring with your index finger and your thumb around your forearm to make sure that your forearm is not changing position. And what we want to do here is we want to do thumb pointing out and palm is up, and you're trying to rotate that thumb closer to the floor. And then holding that forearm there, we're going to rotate the palm down without allowing the elbow to move. And then we're just going to gently rotate the palm back up, taking the thumb out and back down towards the floor. And here, this kind of shoves your elbow into your rib cage. And then we're going to pronate, taking the palm down, thumb across the body, which here the elbow often likes to move away, but keep it tucked in at your side. We're going to do one more each direction. So supination, palm up. How much movement can you get? And then rotate, palm back down. And relax. All right, we're going to go to this left arm. So again, make that little circle around your forearm with your index finger and your thumb. Palm is open, facing up, thumb is down. Trying to rotate that thumb down towards the floor. Then we're going to rotate, palm down, which is pronation. Thumb is going across your body. The elbow likes to lift away, move away, but keep it tucked in. And then here, as we supinate, we try to get that thumb away from the body. It kind of shoves the elbow into the space or into your rib cage. Back down. And rotate back up. We're going to do one more of rotating it back through. And relax. All right, shake it out a little bit. Now we're just going to do a couple little elbow flexions where we're just going to take your palms are facing forward, elbows at your sides. We're just going to bring those hands close to your shoulders. And you'll see that even for myself, like they don't get really close. Like I'm here and they just go to about right here before this stuff gets so tight that I can't get my hands any closer. And that's okay. I'm just squeezing these muscles and let those hands go back down. Stretch those arms out. Try and extend your elbows as much as you can. And then bring those hands back up. And here you're thinking about you're squeezing these muscles. And then you're relaxing, squeezing the back of the arms, trying to stretch this stuff out, allowing new blood, oxygen to flow into those muscles that are relaxed. We're going to do one more each direction. We're going to move up, squeeze. And you can even think about making a fist with your hands. And then back down. Extend the back of the arms. And relax. Roll it out. Nice. So we'll stop that for today. And we'll do that and see how your wrist and fingers feel, as we did a lot of movement and contract and relax in an area that we often don't put as much specific attention into. Also, the wrist and finger muscles attach up at your elbow along. That's one reason we did the elbow motion. So be very aware of how this stuff feels the next couple days, and even the fact that doing that stuff can affect your shoulders and upper back. And we were able to get your core going. So excellent job today. Tomorrow.